If you feel exhausted but still can't settle, you're tired all day and suddenly wide awake and alert at night, mentally on but physically depleted, this isn't random and this isn't just hormones. Many midlife women hit a point where their body just stops tolerating the pace, the pressure, the stimulation that used to be so manageable. And the result is this strange state of both being super activated and drained all at the same time. In this video, I'm going to explain why that happens and how to start restoring real energy and vitality instead of running on fumes. Well, hey there, I'm Tara Kindon. Welcome. I am the founder of bioenergetic somatics. My work sits beautifully at the intersection of nervous system regulation, somatic practices, sound, vitality, and the natural cosmic rhythm. I help high capacity women restore vitality, clarity, self-lead her ship in their midlife. And today we're talking about one of the most common and most confusing topics, experiencing this stage of life, feeling so wired, but also tired at the exact same time. Now, if you're in midlife, I know you've heard this a lot lately, and wired but tired is actually a physiological state. It's where your system is producing activation chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol, and while your deeper energy reserves are super low, you may still feel a sense of restlessness, but also depletion, alert but super unfocused. You're exhausted and you're still unable to sleep. It's like your system is idling in high gear all the time without forward motion, and that burns through our energy reserves so quickly. All right, let's do this. So midlife isn't just a chronological time. It's a major transition. It's where our bodies and our brains and our lives are restructuring and recalibrating all at the same time, right? We've got hormonal shifts happening, and those hormonal shifts reduce our buffer for stress. Recovery, it just takes us longer, and the strategies that carried us through many decades before stop producing the same results. Like, they don't work anymore. But what many women are also kind of noticing something even deeper happening, which is this growing intolerance for BS, for misalignment. And it's a pull toward a more honest way of living. From an energetic perspective, like, this stage often brings more intensity online. It can feel like increased voltage in your system, more awareness, more sensitivity, less ability to override our own limitations. And our nervous system feels like it's being asked to operate at a totally different level. And then later on in midlife, people enter another profound turning point, and it's a period of deep reevaluation. A lot of questions begin to surface, like, is this how I actually want to spend the next half of my life? Do the relationships I'm in reflect who I am now? What really matters to me? And am I connected to something more meaningful? Patience for what feels inauthentic drops dramatically. Like, what once felt super manageable suddenly feels impossible to tolerate. And astrologically, these phases often align with two major life cycles. The Uranus opposition in our early 40s, this is associated with awakening and disruption and a surge of life force that can feel very electrifying and destabilizing again at the same time. Then bring in the Chiron return around 50, which many people experience as like a deep reckoning. This is around our healing, our purpose, and how we want to live our lives going forward. You don't have to frame this astrologically to recognize this experience. Biologically, psychologically, and energetically, the pattern is so similar. Your system reorganizes or is reorganizing around more truth and sustainability. And that process can feel destabilizing before it ever feels more clarifying. Once your nervous system spends enough time in high alert, it becomes like your default setting. Your sleep sucks, it becomes lighter or fragmented, you're getting up multiple times, small stressors feel enormous, downtime never feels restorative, your mind keeps racing and scanning even when you want to just shut it off. And this creates and reinforces this loop of, being activated and then feeling exhausted. The recovery, it never happens. Your capacity, it just isn't there to hold all of this activation. So even on quiet, calm days like the ocean is today, your system can just feel on and electric and impossible to calm it down. And what helps here? It's not about pushing through. It's giving your system a way to begin to release what it's been holding on to. When you've been under so much sustained pressure or overriding the internal signals for so long, your body can end up carrying way more activation than it can even process. That energy never seems to dissipate or disappear, which it stays circulating in your system. And that's why you can feel so depleted and so revved up at the same time. Relief actually gets to come from allowing that excess activation to discharge, to complete the circuit so your system can naturally shut down. Now, often this begins with something so simple, coming back into physical contact with yourself, not as a concept, but as a sensation, like feeling your feet on the ground, pressing your hands together, stepping outside, leaning into a tree, and letting your senses orient. Noticing the temperature, noticing the textures, noticing just the weight of your physical body. These signals all tell your nervous system, you are here, you are supported, and the energy can move instead of feeling trapped. We keep a lot in. And for many women, powerful, amazing women, gentle supports can make this process so much easier, especially when emotions are high or your system just feels so stretched thin. Bach flowers is one of my favorite remedies to offer people because when you're in acute stress, it doesn't dull down your senses. It doesn't interact with medications. It can settle you back into your body to regain a sense of inner power and steadiness. Small shifts like that can create enough space for the system to release what it's been carrying. And when that happens, energy stops feeling electric and jagged and overwhelming. It starts to feel more usable again, a little more steady and clear and available. It's like it comes back online when the system comes down. So the rescue remedy is one that I highly recommend. You can get it anywhere. I'm going to link it below as well. Friends, if you're recognizing yourself in this conversation, take a moment to notice maybe what's happening in your body as you've been hearing some of this. You don't have to solve anything or figure anything out today in this moment, but it's really nice to tune into the body. Sometimes understanding what's going on and having language to something can give you your first real exhale, because midlife can feel so disorienting. So much is changing all at once, physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, and even existentially. But it can also become a beautiful doorway into a more sustainable way of inhabiting and living in your body and in your life. Nothing about this experience means you've lost your capacity. If anything, it often signals like your system is ready for a different way to move things forward, and one that doesn't actually require consistently overriding your intuitive self. So if today all you do is just slow down for a minute, put your feet on the floor, step outside, or just enjoy the ocean behind me for a minute, that counts. Small regulation is still regulation, and that is a beautiful step forward in owning your midlife situation. If you want clear, grounded guidance for navigating this spectacular time we find ourselves in, giving you a little more clarity, energy, and self-leadership, you are in the right place. This channel is literally designed for high-capacity women, strong, capable, amazing women who are really ready to understand what's happening in their bodies and work with that energy instead of working against it. We're going to work through nervous system education, bioenergetic somatics, cosmic rhythm awareness, and really seriously practical tools that you can use in your real life. So if this resonates, you are so welcome here. If you feel like you know a woman who could use this conversation to be part of our little power posse, please do send this to her. You can subscribe and like and share this video to any woman you know who needs it. And please Stay connected as more videos like this one come out. Sending you lots of love today. Take care. Okay, gorgeous. Before I set you loose on the world, I just want to bring this back home. If your mind keeps spinning, even when your body is exhausted, I recommend you watch this video right here. This one is all about overthinking and your nervous system. It'll help you kind of understand why that loop keeps happening and how to begin to settle it, calming it down, of course, with practical, smart little tips. And you can watch that one right here. I'll see you there.